Alright, I'm about to tell you about the time I had a blast of food for my daddy. For playing with my daddy at that. Alright, so check this out. Y'all know that this around the time I on a run. So anything goes. And I going hard in the paint. Alright, so check this out. I just come from hitting me a lick. Fresh robbery. And I back inside the hideout, counting out the loot. Splitting them up with my boys, right? So my daddy called me. My daddy said, man, this motherfucker around here got people searching in my shit. Broke inside my shit, searching in my shit. So my daddy been living inside these like these boarding homes or something like that. Some boarding, like renting a room. Like it's like a renting a room type shit, right? So anyway, yeah, he called me. I said, where you at? He said, I'm right here right now. Grab my tool, going outside. I jump on a bike. Cause it wasn't there. I jump on a bike. So pushing up, going on the bike, pull up. There's a nigga that I know. Me and my daddy both know. He know my daddy too. He's right there. I see him. Then there's another nigga standing there to the left. So when I pull up, look like they been having a conversation. The conversation stopped when I pull up. So I go into my daddy's little room and shit. I'm like, what's up? I said, what happened? So I'm in his little room. And you can tell, look like somebody been rummaging around through his shit. And I think he said, I think they did stole some money out of his socks. And my daddy like old school, so hiding money in his socks and shit. So my daddy, I said, who? I said, who did it? I said, that motherfucker right there. That motherfucker right there. So he said, so no. Nigga, he been talking about both know us now. He know my daddy because he know my daddy real well. Because they been in these spots together or whatever. So anyway, man, I walk up on this nigga. I said, man, nigga, y'all niggas playing on my daddy, nigga. You playing on my daddy? He like, nah, Lil, Nah, I ain't playing with your daddy. I know, I ain't did nothing to you, old man. I ain't did nothing to you, old man. And in my mind, I'm thinking about how I just see my daddy in the hospital. Cause my daddy had cancer. So in my mind, I'm just thinking how I just seen my daddy laid up in the hospital. Like damn near high off morphine and shit. And that shit fuck with me, cause that time I going to see him, he didn't even remember who I was. And that shit made me mad. So anyway, but I'm thinking, at the time I'm thinking about how I saw my daddy in the hospital. And that shit had me fucking, boy, I had to tell that nigga, boy, I love my daddy, boy. Don't play with my daddy. I love my daddy, boy. I'm telling this nigga this shit straight to his face. So, as I'm telling this nigga, like I pouring my heart out to this nigga, bro. A damn junkie walk up to the nigga I was talking to, and he was getting served by the nigga. While he been getting served by the nigga I was talking to, I turned and tell the other nigga against the wall, like, I don't know what this nigga trying to get you to do, but don't play with my fucking daddy. Don't let this nigga get you fucked up trying to play with my fucking daddy. I'm like, man, I ain't do nothing with your daddy. And I turned back to the other nigga. He was finished serving the dude. So soon as that dude walk out that gate, I said, matter of fact, nigga, empty your fucking pocket, nigga. Empty your fucking pocket. Give me everything out your pocket, nigga. So I started going in his pocket, robbing him. robbing him, and he just begging me, pleading me, doing all this whining and crying shit. When I cocked that hammer back, bah! When I cocked that hammer back, that fucker grabbed his face. He grabbed his head and started screaming like Michael Jackson. Ran to the back of the shit, right? In the backyard. And I heard silence. So I'm like, shit, I'm about to get up out of here. I done smoked this fool. So my daddy right there, he done see me do this shit, right? So I go out the yard, get on the bike. I look at that dude that was against that fucking wall talking to him. First thing I said in my mind, oh no, you about to snitch on me. I turn back, walk back to him, and I put that iron to his head. He immediately fall to the ground and got in the fetal position. And I point that shit down to his head. I said, what you see? He said, I ain't see nothing. I ain't see nothing. I ain't see nothing. I said, I don't believe that shit. Man, as soon as I'm about to pull that trigger, my daddy said, no, he ain't gonna tell. I know him. He ain't gonna tell. I know him. I said, all right. I said, what's nigga tell on me? I said, I'm gonna smoke both of y'all. Man, I told my daddy that shit, man. I got on my bike, bro. Rolled back to the spot, man. And going so I could count the rest of the, and I rode slow as hell too. So, and so after that, right? Like I ain't see my daddy for like 3 days. I ain't see my daddy for like 3 days. He coming out the corner store. He could have called me, but he ain't called me, say nothing. He coming out the corner store. He said, hey. I said, what? He said, let me tell you something. He said, don't you ever shoot a man and don't kill him. I said, what are you talking about? I said, that nigga ain't dead. He said, hell no, that motherfucker ain't dead. He said, that motherfucker ain't dead. And you know what that motherfucker tell me? That motherfucker said if he ain't had a warrant, he gonna get your ass locked the fuck up. He said, man, the motherfucking bullet been halfway in, halfway out, put a gash in his motherfucking head. He got fucking stitches and got up out the hospital. Walk himself up out the hospital. He said, don't you ever shoot a man and don't kill him. I said, this motherfucker mad at me. But that's where me and my daddy been, man. I miss my gangster, man. But yeah, bro. I don't play them games right there, man. Not at all. But I'm glad that nigga ain't tell on me though. I'm glad he ain't tell on me. But shit, I've been on fire that year. I've been on the run and I've been on fire, so that would have been another one on the record.